Very warm greetings to everyone watching this lecture. I hope everyone is in the best of the health at their places. I am here to deliver the second lecture of the Unit 1 of Investment Analysis and Portfolio Management, that is the first subject of finance specialization. Myself Nishi Pathak, associated with Rajkumar Goyal Institute of Technology, Ghaziabad, Department of Management Studies as an assistant professor. So, in this second lecture, I am going to continue about the capital market that would focus on stock exchange and the new issue market. In my previous lecture, I had introduced everyone to what is basically capital market all about. What is the meaning of capital market? The small terms about risk and return that we are using in day to day life when we are talking about the capital market. Now, I have come up with the second part, the second lecture on stock exchange and new issue market. Now, as I already told that we have been talking about the capital market. In this particular lecture, maybe we would try to name this capital market. The name that is given to the capital market is the stock exchange. Stock exchange is the market where the buying and the selling of securities is done through brokers. There are intermediaries through which we need to invest in the capital market. In older times, it was the central government of India that used to grant recognitions to the stock exchanges, various stock exchanges that exist in the economy. But now, as of now, it is SEBI, the Securities Exchange Board of India, that is also the regulating body for the stock exchange. It gives the recognition under the section 4 of SCRA Act 1956. SCRA Act 1956 is the Securities Contract Regulation Act that provides the recognition. At present, we have 23 stock exchanges that exist in India, and 2 being the major ones, the national level ones. One is the Bombay Stock Exchange, the other one is the National Stock Exchange. These are the 2 major ones, rest of them would be the regional ones. Now, this figure may keep on changing depending upon the fulfillments of the requirements by the various stock exchanges. Now, let us focus a bit on the historical perspective of the stock market in India. To start with, let me make you aware that Bombay Stock Exchange is the oldest one that exists, and it is in existence today also, being the National Stock Exchange. Now, the Bombay Stock Exchange being the oldest one, this is where the trading was also done. There was a banyan tree that existed where the Bombay Stock Exchange is right now situated. The trading over there was done under a banyan tree, where the investors would collect themselves and try to negotiate over the shares. That is the oldest version of the trading over the stock exchange. Now, prior to maybe till 1994, 95, 96, we had the older system of trading, which had very peculiar features, in which the investors were actually allowed to enter the capital market, or maybe their authorized representatives were allowed to enter the stock market in order to buy or sell a security. There were certain very different features also. This is a different feature because nowadays the investors cannot deal directly with the stock exchange. They have to enter the stock exchange through brokers, through different members that have been registered over the stock exchange, not directly. So, that is why it is totally a different feature. Apart from this, the investors who were entering the stock market were given a separate place where they could place themselves and outcry for the quotation of the buying and selling. The buying and selling of shares was done in an outcry manner, in which the buyers and the sellers used to outcry. That means they would shout for selling and buying of their shares. Their order would negotiate between each other, and finally, when the order was placed, it was informed to the stock exchange, right. Apart from that, the prices of the securities was displayed on PTI screens. If you have seen it on the internet, you would find the older version of the trading, in which you would see screens, very big screens all around the hall where the trading was done. That hall was known as actually a trading ring. So, that was the older version, in which we were given with share certificates. We could hold a certificate in our hands and say that yes, we are holding these many shares of a particular company, whatever price, and so on and so forth, right. But now, when we are entered in this phase, we have a new system of trading, that is the online trading, in which we do not need to visit physically. We simply can place our orders through laptops, through computers, through even mobile phones these days. We have different applications provided by different service providers that can be used in order to invest. The orders are automatically matched by the computers, and finally, the orders are placed. So, it has become that simple to trade online these days. We do not have any share certificates. It has all been converted into DMAT form. That is also an online account that is held by everyone, in which the information regarding to the trading is transferred. So, this was the historical perspective of the stock market of India. Now, let us have a look on certain stock exchanges, the older versions of them. Bombay Stock Exchange, that was established in the 1887, the oldest one I have already told. Then we have Ahmedabad Stock Exchange that came into existence in 1894. Then we had the Calcutta Stock Exchange 1908. Then we had Madras Stock Exchange, which started with 100 members in 1921, and by 1934 it had fallen down, the number of members have fallen down before 10. So, it was not viable to run such a stock exchange with low strength. So, that is why the working of this particular stock exchange was put off. But in 1937 it again revived, and it came into existence once again in 1937. Soon after that, we had the Hyderabad Stock Exchange established in 1941, and then we had the Delhi Stock Exchange in 1947. I have used two pictures that shows us the online trading and the older version, where we had a lot of people coming up in a particular hall and then placing their orders with those big screens that were showing the prices of the stock. So, here you can see this one being the older version. The whole lot of investors are over here, and they are trying to negotiate with the people. Then we have the other one. This is your online version, where we are using the computers, we are using different apps in order to place the orders. So, that is the historical perspective and the current scenario of the stock exchange that exists in our economy. Moving forward, we have the nature and features of stock exchange. What are the features of stock exchange? The first and the most important one is that trading is done through members or the brokers. No direct investor can directly go and place any order of the security in the stock market. It will always be required through a member or the broker. Certain examples of brokers could be the angel broking, it could be the Karvy Tradings, it could be Zerodha, we have the ICICI and so many investment brokering firms we have through which we can easily place the orders. Now, the members who would be registering themselves as brokers need to fulfill certain conditions, they need to fulfill certain qualifications, only then they can become the members of the stock exchange in the form of brokers. They have to submit an initial deposit and they need to subscribe the membership fees annually. In that, then only can they be liable to carry out their broking functions. Then we have trading in listed securities only. That is another feature. Listing of securities, let me explain what is listing of securities. Listing of securities is the name of the company, the name of the securities is included in the name list of the stock exchange. You are there in the roll list of the stock exchange. That is listing of securities in a very layman language. So, obviously for listing we need to fulfill certain conditions about the issue, the size of issue and everything, right. So, it is not necessary that every company can get listed on the stock exchange. So, another feature of stock exchange is that we can only trade, we can only buy and purchase the securities of the companies, of the securities that are listed on the stock exchange. Then we have open system of quotation. We have a two-way quotation system in which I can offer a price to purchase a security, some other investor can offer a price to sell the security, and when these two orders match on the same prices, the negotiation is done and it is automatically matched on the computers. That gives the final order into a shape. So, that is a open system of quotation. That means I have the full right to quote my prices. The seller has the full right to quote his or her prices. Then we have completely regulated. Proper rules and regulations are maintained on the stock exchange so that there is no fraud done. The things are the investments, the trading, the buying and selling of securities is done in a regulated form. It is giving a smooth functioning. And the last feature is it is settlement through stock exchange. If I am buying a security or someone is selling a security, it does not give the right that yes, our order is fulfilled. No, it would be the stock exchange that would be settling the final order through its clearing house department, and there the things would be materialized in the form of the monetary value and the shares. Who has sold the shares would get the monetary value, the person who has purchased the shares obviously would get the shares of it. So, these are the nature and the features of stock exchange. Next is the functions of the stock exchange. The first and the foremost one is the enrollment of members. Enrollment of members, as we were discussing in our features of stock exchange, enrollment of members is very much necessary, because without any enrollment no person can act as a broker of stock exchange. The qualifications have to be fulfilled. You need to submit the proper fees, the annual charges, the annual subscription amount has to be submitted. You need to make an initial deposit, right. All these things sum up for the enrollment of members. So, that becomes the first function in which it gets the members enrolled, because without them the investors cannot trade in the stock exchange. Then the second one is make the bylaws of stock exchange. Make the bylaws of the stock exchange means the rules and regulations that have to be followed for the smooth functioning of the stock exchange. The bylaws could be related to the listing of securities, it could be related to the delisting of securities, it could be related to the buying and selling of securities, related to the investors protection, and n number, right. So, that is the bylaws of stock exchange. Then we have provide for listing of securities. Obviously, as I told that without listing you cannot trade your securities on the stock exchange. So, it is the responsibility of the stock exchange to make the things clear how the companies can register themselves for the listing process, so that they can also have the benefit of having long term capital for their businesses. Then we have provide facilities for trading of securities. Trading of securities is the major function that is conducted on the stock exchange. It is the major activity that is there on the stock exchange, the buying and the selling of securities. So, it is the responsibility of the stock exchange to make it a smooth process for the brokers, for the buyers, for the sellers, and everyone who is associated with the issue and the trading. Then we have providing clearing services. Providing clearing services simply means every stock exchange has a clearing house department. Clearing house department, it is the responsibility of that clearing house department to clear the orders that have been placed and that have materialized actually. The one who has sold should get the money, the one who has purchased should get the securities. Then we have publication of information. Now, everything cannot be kept hidden in the stock exchange, because the information is the base to make any decision for the investors, for the brokers, for all the parties who are associated with the stock market. So, publication of information by the stock exchange becomes an important function. Information related to the prices, everyday prices, information related to the companies, their mergers or acquisitions or the market values and so on. Then information related to the listing, as we were discussing in the previous points, the details about the trading of securities, how can it be done, how can the investors be protected, what are their rights, and all these things have to be provided to the general public as an investor, to the brokers and everyone associated with the stock exchange. Then we have arbitration. Every stock exchange that exists has a cell that would solve the grievances, that would handle all the grievances which could be among the members of the stock exchange, or it could be the grievances among the members and the investors. It is the responsibility of this cell to provide solutions to such grievances that pop up. Now, the decisions that are taken up by this cell of arbitration are final, and they have to be followed by the parties who have induced themselves into this grievance. And the last and the most important one is investor education and investor protection. Because being an investor, the information about investment is something that you do not get as a very early stage education. This is you get when you get older, when you become eligible for the investment, and then you try to inculcate your knowledge regarding all these things. So, stock exchange does its function very well. It time to time organizes different classes, different camps to educate the investor. The most important reason for this education is that the investor can take rational decisions in order to make the investment. If they do not know what is investing all about, what is securities market all about, what is stock market all about, they would not be able to take rational decisions. So, to make rational decisions and to gain more and more and to create interest in the stock market among the investors is very important, and so that is why this function is there in the stock exchange. It provides for investor education and at the same time investor protection, so that no one can take undue advantage of the investors who are investing their hardcore savings, maybe by compromising some of their daily needs, their current needs. So, that is why investors protection is also very much necessary, and that is why it becomes a very important function of the stock exchange. So, these were the functions of the stock exchange which focused on the members, the bylaws creations, smooth functioning of the trading, of the buying and selling of securities, the settlement of the trading, publication of the information, and the most important one is the grievance handling through arbitration, and educating and protecting the investors, because investors are the most important part of any stock exchange. They are the ones who are providing the hardcore savings to form as a capital for any of the company which requires it. Then we have the new issue market, which we discussed in a previous lecture, that was known as the primary market. New issue market is nothing but it is a platform in which maybe new companies are coming up with a new issue of shares, or existing companies are trying to increase their capital by issue of new shares. They are the market in which such issues are brought in, the new issues are brought in are known as new issue market, and this is the primary market where these new issues are brought in and known as initial public offering. Now, these new issue market perform three main functions of originating, underwriting and distribution. Origination simply means initiation of the issue. What has to be done in this is they need to initiate with the things. They need to find out, they need to analyze whether the project that is bringing the issue is viable, is it feasible technically, financially and economically. Then it needs to know what would be the right timing of the issue, what would be the prices that have to be brought in the form of these new issue market of the shares, and at the same time what would be the type of issue that would be brought in. So, all these are in the originating function of the new issue market. Then we have underwriting. Underwriting is simply an undertaking by the stock market to ensure a successful marketing of the issue. This underwriting is performed on behalf of the new issue market by different financial institutions like IFCI, IDBI, UTI, all LIC, all these are the people who are the financial institutions who act as the underwriters. So, when we talk about underwriting or the underwriter is a person or an institution who undertakes to purchase a specified number of shares in case the new issue subscription falls short of subscription. If the whole amount of the new issue could not be subscribed by whatsoever method we are using, a specified number of shares would be purchased by an underwriter. That could be a person, the broker, or it could be any of the financial institutions like LIC or IDBI or IFCI and so on. And final that comes up is distribution. Distribution simply means when the issues have been floated, they have been underwritten. Underwriting basically provides guarantee. It provides confidence in the investors that if yes, such a big organization, the financial organization is associated with an issue, obviously we have a full confidence that this would perform well. Distribution simply means the people who have purchased the shares, you need to provide the shares to those people. That is distribution part. Now, how can we float these new issues? We have three methods basically. We have a number of methods, but the three major ones are the public issue, the right issue and the private placement. Let us have a focus on the public issue. Public issue is what? It is making an offer of sale directly to the public, the issue, the shares, right, a fixed number of shares at a specified price. Now, how is this public issue done? It is done through prospectus. Now, what is a prospectus? Prospectus is a legal document that is related to a company. It contains every minute detail that should be relevant, that is relevant, has to be included in the prospectus. Who are your promoters? If you are existing company, what has been your past performance? The issue you would be bringing in would be on discount or at par or premium, right? The past performance I have already told. So, every minute detail has to be included in this prospectus. Now, this prospectus, bringing the issue in the market through prospectus is not an easy task. and at the same time it is a costly affair also. It has a number of expenses in line that have to be taken up in order to bring this public issue through prospectus. This public issue is underwritten by very well established financial institutions. So, that is one of the very big feature of public issue. It is backed by underwriters who are well established. So, public issue is through prospectus, and then the shares are offered to the general public who can subscribe it through the prospectus. Then we have the second method is right issue. What is right issue? Right issue is comes under the Companies Act 1956, in which whatever new shares are being offered, are being floated, are ready to be floated, need to be proposed in front of the existing shareholders first in the proportion of the shares that they are already holding, right. And after the right issue has been floated, it has been offered to the existing shareholders, then only it can be brought into the public issue. Then you can convert it into a public issue, but first of all it has to be offered to the existing shareholders. Then the last one is the private placement. In this, the companies place the issue privately to selected group of investors, that could be financial institutions, that could be institutional investors. This method is usually used by the small companies or the closely held companies which find it difficult and which are not confident that they would be able to gather the required capital through the public issue. Their issue would be fully subscribed. In this case, they can privately place it to the institutional investors or the financial institutions. They can negotiate with the terms, the company who is issuing it, and the institutions that are ready to purchase it. They can negotiate and place the order that ways. Now, in this we do not require prospectus, we do not require any underwriting. So, it is a bit less costly in comparison to the public issue. Right issue is not at all costly if it is offered and accepted by the shareholders themselves. So, these were the methods of the new issue. Now, very quickly we will have the disadvantages of the primary market. The first and the foremost one is less information for an investor. Though all the efforts are being done to provide all the necessary information to the investors, but then too we have certain loopholes while provision of these informations. The investors are not fully aware of the various details that they should be aware about. Then they are exposed to risk. Very true, share market is risky, we cannot deny that fact, because it all depends upon the performance of the capital market, and in case of oversubscription, it becomes very difficult for the small investors to get subscription, to get the shares in that case, in case of oversubscription. So, these are the few disadvantages that can be coped up if investor tries to gather information. It is readily available on internet. We have so many classes, we have so many camps, we have educational programs for the investors. So, they can be coped up. If we try to talk about the risk, it cannot be finished off, we cannot finish off risk, but yes, with certain measures we can reduce it. And it is oversubscription, it all depends upon the subscription is oversubscribed. In that case, they can face a bit of problem in which they do not get any allotted shares. So, here we have talked about the stock exchange and the new issue market in this lecture. So, stock exchange being the capital market where the securities are being traded, and new issue market being the part of the stock exchange, being the part of the capital market where the securities are being brought in for the first time. That becomes a new issue market. So, with this I conclude my lecture on the stock exchange and new issue market. Thank you everyone.